Here's what makes the Mopar 426 Hemi engine so special. Chrysler's 426 Hemi engine provided the edge to challenge Ford its dominance in the Daytona 500, and then went on to influence the muscle car era. No one can fault Chrysler bragging for years about the Hemi's superiority over other engines. The automaker was and still is proud of this enough to trademark the Hemi name. If we were to make a list of the top engines of all time, no serious gearhead would take us serious if the Hemi 426 wasn't at the top of the list. The 426 Hemi is apparently one of the most legendary mills of the muscle car era, earning the respect of gearheads from across the divide, from both Ford and Chevy enthusiasts alike. The Mopar-engineered big block 426 Hemi V8 ruled the streets and racetracks, while helping in no small way to elevate the 1960s and 70s as the glorious muscle car era. You didn't see or hear them on a regular basis, sure, but as they hit the streets it was the stuff of intimidation. Firepower and Elephant, the first of third-generation Chrysler Hemi engines introduced in the 1950s, Chrysler has offered the firepower from 1951 until 1958 when it was replaced by Chrysler with the Hemi 426. Since the 1960s the mill has dominated the performance world. It is currently in its third form, even more powerful than before. The Hemi celebrated its 50th birthday in 2014, reminding us how far the powerful mill that launched Richard Petty's career has come. Firepower and Elephant, the first two third-generation Chrysler Hemi engines. This engine was born as far apart from 1951 to 1958. The 426 Hemi would replace the fired power from 1964 to 1971. The larger-than-life American stock car racing driver legend Richard Petty has to give thanks to the 426 Hemi for having played a large part for his success of his racing career. In fact, the King ruled the 1964 seasons of the Daytona 500 so much that NASCAR had to change the rules. You can still visit Richard Petty's famous Plymouth Superbird, displayed at the Richard Petty Museum, in Randleman, North Carolina. The 1964 Daytona 500 had the first three cars with the 426, and Petty shamed the competitors while driving the invincible Hemi-powered Superbird, which forced NASCAR to introduce a new rule that banned competitors from using an engine without a street version, ultimately eliminating Petty's race car-only 426 Hemi established from the 1965 season. But then he led 184 of the 200 laps to capture his first Daytona 500, en route to 9 victories, earning him over $114,000 in his first Grand National Championship. The Blue Oval Fear Crisis had Ford counter with the 427S. See, there was a ray of light to NASCAR's revision of the rules for the 1965 season. It forced Chrysler to develop and bless Mopar fans with a street version of the formidable Hemi, which they introduced with the 1966 Dodge Plymouth B body. Most, of course, although the street version has lower compression ratio at 10.25 to 1 and features a gentler timing chain and different intake and exhaust manifolds. It was still a force to be reckoned with, winning Chrysler a trunk full races and championships. Chrysler named the street version Elephants,